Greetings everyone, this is Zared18 and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Dungeons. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fine day myself. So I've done a little bit of off-camera grinding. I did not play any of the levels that we haven't done yet, so these 3 levels I have not done yet. I just replayed a couple of these other ones. Mainly for this like unknown loot to get that, maybe in hopes of getting some other stuff. And this is what I was able to come up with, as well as some of this. So, we have wonderful wheat. So, I'm pretty sure I showed that before. I've got my fireworks rocket, and that has been replaced by my flaming quiver, which does 23 range damage per second, and there's a 30-second cooldown. And this thing gives you, I think, like 6 or 7 fiery arrows. I got some sickles, 22 to 52 melee damage, dual wield. These have the rampaging, excuse me, rampaging and committed. So rampaging, if you don't remember, basically gives you an attack speed boost, or has a chance to give you a high attack speed boost for up to X amount of seconds after you kill a mob. And then committed basically just increases how much damage you deal against wounded mobs. I got a longbow, which has fuse, shot, and weakening. I've got a totem of shielding. A 5.8 second duration and 20-second cooldown. What it basically does is it creates a shield that protects the players inside from projectiles. I've got some thief armor, plus 133 health, and plus 25% melee attack speed. So it's got some other enchantments. Actually, let me get these other ones out. And I did, in fact, get some uniques. Let me just do that. Okay, so this thing has Recycler. Being hit by damage-inflicting projectiles will occasionally craft a small quiver of arrows, up to, with the best one being every 10th projectile. It's got Potion Barrier. Whenever you use a healing potion, you take 90% less damage for a short duration, up to 9 seconds, which is really nice. So basically 90% damage reduction. There's Bag of Souls, increases the maximum number of souls that can be carried. It also gives +1 soul gathering, up to double the amount of souls. And then Tumblebee we've seen before. I have a Wind Horn, which causes mobs to be pushed back 5 blocks, and it slows them briefly. There's a 10-second cooldown for that. I got a better Soul Healer. The other one healed 77 health. This thing heals 93. I got a Light Feather. Launches you into an extra powerful roll that stuns and pushes enemies back. 2.7 second stun duration. And then there's a 3-second cooldown for that, which is actually really quick. I think it's the quickest cooldown out of anything, I think. I got an Evocation Robe, or Evocation, I don't know how you pronounce it. But I pronounce it as Evocation. Plus 153 health, minus 40% artifact cooldown, and plus 15% move speed aura. And then this thing has food reserves. Whenever you use a healing potion, you also create random food items, up to 3 items. Fire Trail. Rolling creates a trail of fire behind you, which deals damage to mobs for 4 seconds, up to 49 fire damage per second, which is actually quite good. Beast Burst, using a healing potion, causes an explosion at your pet's locations, dealing damage to mobs around them, up to 610 damage. And then Shadow Surge, mobs defeated while in shadow form, grants extra souls, up to 16 extra souls. And then I've got a Soul Crossbow, 40 range damage, and +1 soul gathering. And if you guys don't remember, soul gathering basically is used for certain artifacts like this, and that's why some of these are really powerful. Like this one does 222 melee damage, or artifact damage. So real nice. This works a little bit differently compared to a regular bow, so let me show you. Also, arrows are a lot less, so if you compare it to my red snake that I had, power is the same speed, this one's a little bit faster, and this one has more ammo. So when I have this equipped, it has 52 arrows, and I have not fired any, and then with this one, it's actually the same with this one as well, and the unique one, you get 39. So, have to be a little bit more conservative. And for those who don't know, instead of like a regular bow, which you charge up to fire, this one does that. So it's kind of a more rapid-paced thing. So this one has Radiant Shot, has a 50% chance to spawn a circular area that heals you and all allies within the area up to 26 health. And then bonus shot. Firing a shot also fires a second shot at a nearby enemy. The second shot has reduced damage, but can do 24% damage. And then we have just a better one. So 48 range damage. This thing has accelerate. We've seen this before. And then ricochet. Small chance for arrows to ricochet off mobs, up to a 60% chance. I have a whip, which deals 57 melee damage and a longer melee reach. So my pickaxe does this. Ignore the echo. That's just the enchantment put on this thing. And also target enemies are immune to fire, apparently. So the whip does less damage, but as you can see, it hits a little bit further away. So right there, and if I use my pickaxe, it's like over twice the distance. So my pickaxe does have more power and more area, but this might be useful sometimes, because as you can see, I'm hitting this thing, and usually my pickaxe will hit like right here. Okay, this thing has Enchanting, Committed, and Pain Cycle. We've seen these before as well. And then we have the uniques. So we have the Slayer crossbow, 94 range damage, which is absolutely ridiculous. Powerful shots, hits multiple targets, so it's got ricochet. It's got, and then, as you can see, look at that power. Literally maxed out. Speed is way less, and ammo's way less. So right now I have 46 arrows. That's because I fired the soul crossbow. With this, I have 17. So yeah, way less. But this is more like a one-hit weapon, if anything. So we've got growing. The fired shot grows in the air, dealing extra damage to distant targets, up to 75% max damage, or basically just 75% more damage. We got punch, boosts arrow pushback. That's fairly simple. So up to 400% more knockback. We've got rapid fire, increases your attack speed up to 20%, and then we have infinity, which just replenishes your arrows by up to a 48% chance to trigger. And this is the kind of bow that you would definitely want to put infinity on, as well as like whatever other arrow reserves you could get on. So that's why I still have the archer's armor. Even if these two suits are technically better, this one has the ranged buff, and that's still quite useful. Also because it's unique, and the move speed aura is pretty nice. So then we have the Feral Soul Crossbow, 40 range damage, so same as the Soul Crossbow, but as this one, but it does Soul's critical boost, and then it also has +2 Soul Gathering instead of +1. And then this one has Dynamo. We've seen this before. Growing, we just saw that. Power, +33% damage, maximum, so just extra damage. And an Anima Conduit grants a small amount of health for each soul you absorb. Adds +1 soul gathering, up to 6% of max health per soul, which is pretty nice. And this thing has +3 soul gathering, which I think that means when you kill an enemy, you get 3 souls instead of just 1, which means I can not only trigger this harvester more easily, but I can also regenerate more health. The issue is lower ammo, but this is a really nice bow, but it just does a lot less damage. But this is faster. It says the speed's less. Watch. Yeah, so that big explosion was triggered from the Enigma Resonator, aka what this is that's the enchantment for this. And as you can see with this one, it's a little bit slower, even though that fuse shot is nice. And that's basically what I've collected. I did have a couple of other uniques. I got rid of them because I have no reason to use them. So let's put some of... There we go. Let's put some of these away. Put you back, put you back, put you back, and put you back. I'm gonna keep these two on hand just in case, because these are still really nice to use. In case. So, we have 3 areas we need to go to in order to get our merchants, our other merchants. So, my guess, as I said, there's 3 more. One would go right there, probably. And then another one right here. And then another one right there. So let's go to one of the areas. And actually, before we do, I have some enchantment points to spend, because I did level up a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do is burning's pretty weak, but that damage increase is not going to be that significant. Guarding Strike would be nice to enchant, but also this one, give it infinity. That would be amazing, especially with this one's huge arrow bundle thing, because arrow bundles actually give you a lot of arrows, believe it or not. And yes, I still have the fox armor. It's still very weak, but that Luck of the Sea is amazing. I'm going to decrease the echo cooldown for my pickaxe. And I kind of want to increase... I want to give this thing Prospector, but at the same time, giving this thing Infinity would probably be a good idea. Or this one, Anima Conduit. Because this thing, Anima Conduit, I can then give it Growing, and then it could do some pretty serious damage. This one, I would probably want to do Infinity. I would have to do Infinity, because that's so few arrows. In fact, because the Rapid Fire is just going to make me waste more arrows. And the Dripping Poison is kind of whatever. The Poison arrows are nice. So, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to increase Burning, because that damage is so low that even if I was to use it, it'd be kind of pointless. Prospector up to like a 200% increase is really good. But I'm already doing pretty good at emeralds, and I did spend a little bit. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to give this thing Infinity, because that damage is insane. Like, that is a ridiculous amount of damage. Because 94, my pickaxe does 71. And the only thing that does more damage than I currently have is my Harvester, which does 222 melee or artifact damage. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the Pharaoh Soul Crossbow. I'm going to enchant this thing. While the damage is less, that Soul's critical boost is amazing. And then I basically get more souls. Which is really nice, actually. We're going to max that thing out. We're actually going to give this thing a shot. And I do have high graphics enabled. So you can kind of see these things a little bit better. And they do, in fact, glow a little bit. Actually, I think I have them set to max. Display graphics, fanciest, yep. Alright. So let's go to one where we know that's going to be useful. We're going to go to Soggy Swamp. We're currently at default 5, power level 22, and that's the recommended power exactly. So you can see, glaive. I already obtained a glaive off camera, as well as a hunting bow. So there's a couple things we need. There's whatever this is. We have a crossbow. And then it looks like some daggers, probably. As you can see, there's these 2 icons. That means we need 6 Eyes of Ender. And then there's 2 more here. That'll bring us to 4. And then there's a merchant in there. So let's go to Soggy Swamp, because I know this is going to be a little bit tricky. This is where witches are introduced, as well as slimes. Very fun. It's not, but you'll see what I mean.
A coven of wicked witches live at the heart of the sinister swamp. They conjure up all manner of brews to empower the Arch-Illager and his ever-growing army. If you don't find and defeat those witches, the Illagers will be unstoppable. But tread carefully. The swamp is home to many horrors.
There's our fox, and there's us. So as you can probably see from the cutscene, there were some enchanted enemies. That's where, as I said, it gets a little bit spicy. So, press M first. So there are 3 secrets to be found and 8 chests to open. And of course we have our Feral Soul Crossbow, which means we have 40 arrows. I don't know what that's all about. I may have shot one by accident. Alright. I'm gonna try to not use as many arrows because I've got way less. There we go. Okay, now I can use arrows more. Less sparingly, if you will. Got some TNT immediately. Got some even more TNT. Prospector. Anima Conduit seems to be triggering. Enemies. This is a good time to use our big beastly explosion. Okay, Anima Conduit's triggering and I'm not firing my bow. So I'm guessing then that that's kind of universal, sort of like the prospector. Any damage I do literally triggers it. Oh, I forgot. My dog. Can't forget the dog. He's super useful. So we currently have 2 TNT on standby. Alright. As you can probably hear, there's a witch. And we are doing some amazing damage. So, and there you go. So these pools, as you can see, are dealing damage. By 5, but they hit really fast. Oh, dang it. Hit them. Alright, let's get in the middle, hit them. You kind of want to do that if you're using a harvester. Get into the middle, or like in the largest group of mobs, and instantly like wipe them out. Alright, witches down there. Let's throw our thing. Hey, yes, they still use the, their thing. I know I'm doing mostly melee. There you go. It looks like I landed a critical hit. Hence the big red number that just flashed up. Yeah. That's the, yeah, see, Enigma Resonator. It popped up on the screen. It seems to hit, like, pretty fast. The only issue is that... Yeah. So, Prospector just triggered because of my armor. So, witches you want to get rid of at a distance, because they will do some serious damage if you're not careful. Let's get rid of them. So in this case, we have to destroy 5 brews. It looks like. This is one of them. There's the gateway that will open once we complete this objective. Swiftness potion. Every time we get rid of one of these brews, we get a small number of emeralds. Some emeralds is better than no emeralds. So before we go down this way, I want to go over here and get all these done, because that means we can also eliminate the enemies. And this is where it's bad, because then you get trapped by a spider, and then you get, like, absolutely wrecked because of the witches. Alright, so find the cauldron. That's been done. So now I actually want to go over here, because this is where the Eye of Ender thing is. Otherwise, it's not usually here. Alright, roll. Alright, that was the... Also, do you fire a potion and then I, like, hit it? That seems like exactly what happened. Alright, chest. Get our hands on some emeralds, go in here. And then huge open space. Yeah, as you can see, that anima conduit is healing us, which is sort of giving us, like, lifesteal. There we go. I didn't mean to press that, but that works. There's a hunting bow, power level 30. The POV is weird, that's why I'm not aiming well. There we go. There's that again. Yeah, so that critical hit thing, that's because of the Enigma Resonator. And chest, power level 24. So before we continue, let's actually see what we got. So hunting bow, 34 to 67 range damage, pets attack targeted mobs. So bonus shot, we've seen that, and growing, we've seen that. Hunting, another one, so this one's power level 30, 44 to 89 range damage, enchanting rapid fire, we've seen that before, and an evocation robe, 133 health, and same specs as before. It has Cowardice. While you're at full HP, you deal increased ranged and melee damage up to 40%. But that's at full HP, so yeah. And then cooldown reduces the cooldown time between uses of your artifacts by up to 38%. This thing already has a 40% cooldown, minus 40%, which is really nice. Okay, so this is a little puzzle because as you can see, we need to get from here to down there, and there's these little markings here, and we have to press these buttons that correspond to these in a specific order. So, for example, we start off with this. We don't start off with that. It seems to be different. I press this one. Do I have to press this one? Okay, so it's in a specific order, and that order changes, it looks like. So period, then dash. Nope. So as you can see, every time we get it wrong, it retracts. So that one. And then is it this one? Nope. And then is it this one? Yep. And then is it slash? Nope. That one, and then 2 lines? No. So that means it's that one, the square, or the circle, whatever you want to call it. And then this one, yeah, there we go. So that pattern changes, because I remember the pattern, like, because sometimes it's just in order, but this time it was not. So, a little bit different. Don't want to fall. I want to go down here. There we go. Eradicate them. I'm not cutting this area because... Yeah, so it looks like you can deflect. I had no idea you could do that. Because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Alright, there we go. Up here, there's a jar. And then this is an ambush spot. With a chest. Dang it, I opened the chest. Get in the middle, hit these guys. Get 2 more of those arrow bundles, which is really nice because I have basically armor that gives me more arrow bundles. And then a chest has spawned over, okay, well, over here, and then over there. So what you want to do is that if you have armor that has, look at the scene, no matter what it is, equip it. Okay, that didn't do it. Let's re-equip our archer's armor and get this scatter crossbow. So this one does 39 times 3 range damage because it multiple projectiles because it fires 3 arrows. Accelerate, punch, power, we've seen that before. Okay. Let us proceed. Down this way. Ooh, there's a emerald jar up here. And then we roll. Or you can just walk across, that works too. As you can see, I have a boom hat ready to use. And it looks like another area to get ambushed. So this is that super powerful ender guy. Alright, so we need you to respawn. Holy cow. Dang it! Okay. So as you can see, we have 3 lives in total. I just used 1. So now he's aggroed after the dog, which is good. Enemies do that a lot. They aggro on the dog. That one. So the thing is, you don't charge your shot, you fire it like this. So that's why it has a consistent damage. There we go. Alright, So we got an Eye of Ender from that, and as well as Sheer Daggers, a unique. And then we have this chest, so let's get our box armor equipped and see if we can get something from here as well. Nope. Alright, so let's see what we got. So first, the daggers, 29 melee damage, dual wield. It's got Thunder and Enchanting, we've seen that before. And then Sheer Daggers, 30 melee damage, dual wield, last attack deals area damage, and it's got 2 enchantment slots instead of 1, which is actually really nice. So compared to my diamond pickaxes, you see these things have way less power. Obviously, these things do 29 melee damage, this thing does 71, but it has a way higher speed, so let me just show you. Way faster compared to my pickaxe. And then Sheer Daggers has Rampaging, we've seen that. Freezing, we've seen that. Smiting, we've seen that. This thing actually has 2 smiting. Dual smiting, which means if we enchanted it as such, we would get plus 80% increased damage to undead enemies, and it's got enchanting. And these ones sound different. They should trigger. Last attack deals area damage. I probably have to be fighting for this thing to actually work properly. Okay, so let's leave this place. And that's that. There's that little chunk that we saw when we were walking by. Alright. Roll has been recharged. There's a gateway up there that's been unlocked, so now we can go up here without any sort of concern. At least right now we can. Should be some mobs down here. Yep. Got rid of the skeleton. That was real nice. Ranged enemies you want to get rid of, as well as heavy hitting enemies. There's an Enderman down here, so we're going to throw some TNT. Stay out of his way. Get our arrows. Eliminate him. There we go. Eliminated him. We got a treasure pig, or piggy bank rather. We got quite a few things from him. Wow. Nice loaded pig. Okay. So before we do anything, let's see what we got. So we got a better harvester, 287 artifact damage compared to 222. That's way better. We have new daggers, 25 melee damage, so a little bit weaker. Looting and artifact synergy, we've seen that before. And then, so looting basically just increases the chance for mobs to drop consumables up to 300%. And the artifact synergy gives you 80%, up to 80% extra damage when you use an artifact for your next attack. And then scatter crossbow, 37 times 3 range damage. Ranged prospector, which is nice, and then everything else we've seen as well. Yeah, so that's a good thing. So I'm actually gonna go down this strip here, and there is a chest. Nice. Equip our armor, and we got another evocation robe, which is plus 127 health. Electrified, rolling zaps 2 nearby enemies with lightning bolts, dealing damage up to 106 damage. And then Shadow Surge, we've seen that before. So yeah, not bad. Not the greatest, but you know, that's fine. I was also super close to firing an arrow, but then I realized I have TNT, and that'd be a waste of TNT. Also, some of the keen-eyed among you may realize that I have this little blue thing right here, this little blue, not the lines going through me, that's the swiftness, but this like little blue spot down here. That is my movement speed aura. So if you look on here, this has plus 15% move speed aura. And if I equip one of these evocation robes, we'll go with the best one, you still have that aura. But you might also notice that my pet has it. That's because any aura I have around the armor is also applied to my pet. Apart from enchantments, in this case burning. That's why he doesn't have that burning ring. Because it's not an aura. It's just an enchantment. Alright, so we're gonna fire some TNT in there. And eradicate them, even though that didn't seem to eradicate them, which is kind of disappointing. And since we leveled up, we of course have an extra enchantment point to spend, which is really nice. Let's go down here. Let's wrap around, go up. There we go. Him. And then, yeah, there's a little bit of a tankier guy here. Gold tiered. Because if you look at his chest plate, he's got gold. And then the top tier ones have diamond. Alright, eliminate them with a big explosion. Got an apple, which is nice for regeneration. Alright, more regeneration. I'm almost maxed out on souls, which is actually a good thing. And now we are maxed out. And yes, shadow form is amazing, because if you wanted, because that's how you're able to do huge damage. Because what happens is that it basically acts as like a stealth attack, and usually stealth attacks do a lot of damage. And another chest. Fox armor on. Open this. Nothing special. Get my archer's armor on. It might seem like I'm going a lot faster than I usually, like pretty quickly, to like switch armors and so forth. Because in some cases, in my main character, I have a suit of armor that's really nice, but the problem is that in order to get the benefits out of it, you need to gather emeralds, and then it's really stacked. It's really powerful, but so I have to open a chest with Luck of the Sea, because that armor that has the super emerald buff does not have Luck of the Sea. So then I have to. There we go. Just aggroed the Enderman. Now we can fight this guy. And I have 412 arrows to spend, so I can just pretty much just get it with arrows. There's the Sigma Resonator again, and we got an evocation robe again. Lame. Very lame, in fact. I was hoping to get something better. And it looks like the guy, the Vindicator, just fell into the pool of water and fell into the abyss, effectively. Picked up a glaive, as well as a scatter crossbow, so 42 by 3 range damage. We've multiple projectiles, we've seen this before. Evocation robe, plus 125 health. Thorns, whenever you take damage, you deal damage back to the attacker at up to 200% return damage. And health synergy, when activating any artifact, you regain a small amount of health, up to 5%. Gained health, sorry. And then glaive, 50 to 74 melee damage, longer melee reach. And then looting and artifact synergy, we've seen that before. And as well as this very nice chest. We get put on our fox armor. And it's lame again because of the evocation robe, 118 health again. It does have frenzied. While you're at less than half health, your melee and ranged attack speeds are increased by up to 30%. Everything else we've seen before. So yeah, kind of lame. Just regenerate. And then leave that area so that we can encounter these guys and progress. Okay, what is over here? Oh, you know what? Wraps around. That's exactly what it is. Okay, then we're fine. Alright. These guys. Alright. And yeah, this explosion can go downwards. Which is real nice because, again, it's an explosion. It's not. Alright. Another explosion's been triggered. Those guys are dead. My dog is still alive on half health, which is astonishing, all things considered. Alright, yeah, as you can see, Prospector triggered again. I didn't even use a weapon that had Prospector. It's because of my armor. And oh, actually, you might also have noticed that my bow is doing quite a bit of damage. And there's a good reason behind that. Let me get to the chest again. And the reason behind that is that, yes, my crossbow does 40 damage. This thing has a 30% range damage buff. So not amazing right now, but go to that. We have a chest, so that means you know the drill. Equip our box armor with Luck of the C2 in hopes of getting something good, which we did not. Alright, so we're going to put back on our better armor. We're going to go this way so we can get rid of these guys. I think it just missed. Alright. So we've got a ring over there. And yes, this thing does have collateral damage, it looks like. Alright. Hit that zombie from distance. And we got this area, which we cannot go into the water because if we do, we are gonna fall and we're gonna take a lot of damage. Now let's go down here. There's a camp. Nice. So we got a little brazier over here. This is brazier, however you pronounce it. For a little bit of lighting, you have put out campfire. Still some embers there. You got a little worn tent. You get like 2 of these sacks almost to get some barrels. I don't know what these 2 are. These are probably like bedrolls. And a supplies chest, which does not pop up here. And this one we can just use this armor for because it doesn't drop any loot apart from the arrow bundle and bread. So regeneration and arrows, effectively. Alright, so these are those heavy hitting guys I was talking about. These guys. These guys do a lot of damage. They will ruin you so easily. And it looks like I just hit a witch. Do that. I just got a hunting bow. Nice. Alright, hit those guys. It looks like there's a little offshoot over here. Got a lot of souls. Let's go to here. So get these to a door. Let's do that. It looks like another ambush spot. Yep. Fortunately, you can interact with things on the other side of the gate. Got a crossbow from a witch for some reason. So, you know, nice. Ultimately, either more emeralds or useful for something else. Oh, wow. Lots of enemies. Lots of witches, for that matter. Over here, it looks like we have a new location thing. Soggy Cave. Nice. And then we have this little button trick. Lifts up the piston, finishes the circuit, opens this gate. And there we go. Just do that. Alright, let's resummon our dog. Dog has more lives than we do. Alright. Get rid of these guys. There's nothing over here. Lame. I was hoping for something. Chest with an arrow bundle. That is kind of nice for a bow like this. Actually, at this rate, I probably should have done my Slayer crossbow, because then these guys would be so easy. ricochet and do insane damage. Alright. Check this little spot over here. There's nothing. Okay. So, this is where the annoying part comes in. The rest of that was easy. This is where the reason why I hate this level. So, ambush spot, big boss, corrupted cauldron. This is one of the worst boss fights that I can think of off the top of my head. It is so tedious. Yeah, it's just bad. And it regenerates every time you kill an enemy. It gets like pulled in. And these slimes will annihilate you so fast. Okay, strength potion. We just got a huge level up. Alright. Do that again. We got plenty of souls, man. Boom! Get rid of them. And it looks like we got an Ember Robe. A new unique. So this one, 182 health, minus 40% artifact cooldown, plus 15% move speed aura, burns nearby enemies. We've got speed synergy. When activating any artifact, you gain 20% movement speed for a short time, up to 3 seconds. Luck of the Sea. It has Luck of the Sea. Dude, this is amazing. Which, for those who don't know, basically increases the chance that rare drops can be unique by up to 30%. It's got Recycler, Beast Burst, and Prospector. Holy cow, this is a nice one. Because that basically combines this suit of armor for the Luck of the Sea and this one for the Burning and Prospector, because that thing has it pre-installed. And we have our gift wrapper. Looks like. Nice. So another one of our merchants has been unlocked. And as you guys know, have to end everything with a bang. Here we go.
The Arch-Illager's potion supply is no more, and it'll be a long time before the witches recover from this blow. Well done.
Nice. So that was a story level because of the cutscene at the beginning and also because of the text box at the end. So pretty nice. Alright, so our results, 87 skeletons defeated, all chests have been opened. 1,455 healing has been done. I was downed once at 89% of the projectiles hit. What's our monster chest gonna give us? Harvester. I have a harvester. Okay. That was a nice one. So we also have the gift wrapper, which lets you send items to other players when playing multiplayer. Nice. If you're playing multiplayer, that is. Alright. I haven't. Which one Huh, okay. This one is just the challenges. We got weekly challenges, defeat mobs with a shockwave, defeat mobs with the gauntlets, complete solo missions on Apocalypse without losing a life, open chests, and defeat mobs using the Thorns enchantment. Those don't know this, Apocalypse, let me show you. So over here, there's next 10 missions, which we have this done, which has also unlocked Soggy Cave. We have Cacti Canyon and Redstone Mines we still have to do in order to unlock later ones. Stronghold we can't really do yet because we need all the Eyes of Ender. There's a little, so next is G. 10 missions, there's more in these other areas. So we have Dingy Jungle, Windswept Peaks, Frosted Fjord, and Coral Rise. And then in other dimensions, we have the Nether Wastes. This area has to be unlocked after going through the Stronghold. So a lot of later game stuff. There's a little thing right here that says default. We can change that, and it gets harder as we progress. So we're currently at default. Enemies are balanced for our first playthrough. Very few enchanted enemies. Rewards are average. Okay. We have adventure. Enemies are hard to defeat and hit hard. New enemy enchantments. Rewards are better, and new gear artifacts are available. And what we need to do is we need to defeat the Arch-Illager on default difficulty, which is basically like the final boss of the story, or like the main part of the story. And then we have Apocalypse. Enemies are ultra beefy and ultra punishing. Lots of enemies with powerful enchantments. Rewards are ultra good, and even more gear and artifacts are available. And kind of like with Adventure, we have to defeat the Arch-Illager on Adventure difficulty to unlock this. So my main character plays an Apocalypse. It's really brutal. Really crazy brutal. Okay. So that's not what I meant to do. I meant to summon in my dog, but there is a chest here with 50 emeralds. Very nice. Alright, so let's see what our mystery merchant has. Okay, 2 random melee weapons and 1 random ranged weapon. So let's do the melee. Battle Staff. Power of 29. Other melee weapon, a whip power of 26. And you know what? Let's do the ranged weapon. Soul Crossbow. We need to get more enchanted mobs defeated or to unlock all of them. Which means this will be better later on. Village Merchant, you have climbing gear, plus 139 health, minus 40% artifact cooldown, and resists any form of knockback by 75%. Wonderful Wheat, which summons in a llama, 51 summon damage, 30-second cooldown. This guy's ranged, Wolf is melee. And then Scatter Mines. Scatter 3 explosive mines on the ground around you that detonate when an enemy is in range. 480 damage per, and there's 3 of them, and then 12-second cooldown. That is not bad, actually. Alright, and then our storage chest, let's put some stuff away. So you might be wondering why I'm keeping these common items and so forth, apart from the fact that some of them are better. Well, if we go down here, there's this doorway that's open, and this leads to the Ancient Hunt. This is where we can effectively give items to, basically, yeah, as you can see, when I am to begin the Ancient Hunt, offering enchantment points will attract more ancient mobs, and the enchantment points will be spent once you start the mission. Each spent enchantment point will reduce your hero level by 1, and the combination of runes, or basically, these little things, on your offered items will affect which ancient mobs you may encounter, and also how many. So, this is for really powerful items called gilded items, and effectively what it allows you to do is cash in items for some powerful gilded items which have a gold background and have a special trait that they usually don't have. So for example, it's like something like, oh, my diamond pickaxe, same stats, but then it has echo built in, because it has a built-in enchantment. Okay, so that's gonna do that. I'm gonna put these away, because this is gonna allow us to do the Ancient Hunt. So we're gonna transfer this to storage, transfer this. Basically, all commons go there. Alright, daggers as well. And then rares. Uniques I'm going to keep with me, because those could still be useful. Obviously I have to put that away as well. And it looks like we also have a better harvester. This is level 25, 287 artifact damage. This one is level 28, 320 artifact damage. So... that works. There we go. And then we can transfer that to storage. I'm also going to transfer this to storage. I'm going to keep these 3 because these could be nice. I'm also going to put in the sheer daggers because I'm not going to use these. Slayer crossbow I'm going to keep with me. This one, this Ember Robe, I am going to level the crap out of it. Alright. So, apart from that, that kind of wraps up this video. Soggy Swamp has been completed. Of course, we got some other loot, which is this thing. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. It actually looks like another totem. But, we got the gift wrapper, we beat it. That was less annoying than I expected. It was still annoying, don't get me wrong, but usually it's way harder, especially if you're mostly playing melee. It's really hard. But I had ranged, so that was good. Okay. So apart from that, that's going to conclude this episode. If you enjoyed, check out my other Minecraft Dungeons videos. to catch up if you're already caught up, then stay tuned for the next one. After that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.